This is a breaking Carson Plays news alert. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel Carson Plays. I am Carson and I play things. That's what I do. But today we've got a little bit of a different video for you as we are going to cover some news. No, we are not going to talk about the protest. We are not going to talk about George Floyd. We are not going to talk about the riots. We are not going to talk about anything that is going on in the world today because it is a scary place and I don't want to go there. I don't want to get doxxed. I don't want my channel to be picked on or hated on, so we're just not going to go there. But we are going to talk about a couple of interesting news items from companies that may or may not be taking advantage of the situations that are going on and using them to not only virtue signal, but to cover up the fact that they were not ready to uphold their commitments. Now we're going to take a look at these and you're going to decide. I'm just going to report on what I'm reading here and give you my thoughts and opinions. If you like this channel, I'm going to plug it real quick. Please go ahead and subscribe. We do reviews, we do commentary. We're going to start doing a lot more videos like this. So if you like this, subscribe and you'll see more. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see me play more video games. That's at Carson. We're going to be doing a lot more streaming on Twitch. So go over there and hit the subscribe button. Now, let's get into it. So we had a lot of things coming in the video game world, and we were kind of worried a little bit that the COVID-19 crisis, I almost said the wrong word there. We were a little worried that was going to delay some of these things, and we were assured that it wasn't, and yada yada yada. That leads us to here now. Because of a lot of the unrest that's going on in the United States, that's going on in the world, companies are now delaying some things. As you see below, everything is delayed because it's racist. That is the narrative that we're being sold, basically. We're basically being sold the narrative that the United States is systemically racist. Sorry, I always have to watch that word. Systemically racist country, and because of that, you don't get a new season of Warzone. You don't get this and this and this. Until racial issues are being dealt with, we're not giving you any of your crap. So let's talk about that. First up, and I want to start here because this is probably the one that affects me the most. So we're going to start on this one and then we're going to move on to the other one. So what you have here is an article courtesy of PCGamer.com. The next season of Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare has been delayed. Now is not the time, according to an official statement. The article reads, the next season of Call of Duty Modern Warfare and its Battle Royale component have been delayed. An announcement that was made by the Call of Duty Twitter account. Here is that announcement. While we all look forward to playing the new seasons of Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Call of Duty Mobile, now is not the time, the statement reads. We are moving the launches of Modern Warfare Season 4 and Call of Duty Mobile Season 7 to later dates. Right now is the time for those speaking up for equality, justice, and change to be seen and heard. We stand alongside you. Except we don't actually stand alongside you because that could be dangerous. But we will virtue signal and we will put this post out there. A couple of interesting things here. The first is, if Call of Duty was really delaying this because of what's going on, why wouldn't they put a new date? The reason why they don't have a new date in my mind is because they weren't ready for this in the first place. And they've got to cover their butts. They've got to cover their butts here because a lot of people paid for tiers of the Battle Pass so that they could level up before the launch of Season 4. I am certain that if those people knew they were going to have more time, they would have never, ever paid for that. But here we are. Now, you can believe Activision if you choose, and you can say that Activision is doing the noble thing. They're so noble. Oh, what a noble company. Or you could believe the high-level conspiracy of Activision was trying to milk you. They were never ready for Season 4 to begin with, but they didn't want to put that out there. And so they were milking you for your money to get through the Battle Pass, and then conveniently they got a crisis that they could attach themselves to. You could believe that. I tend to think that it's probably somewhere in the middle. They thought they were going to be ready, and they weren't, and they are using this crisis potentially, maybe, using this crisis as an out. We don't know. We'll never know. That might not be true. Maybe they really are thinking they're doing some noble thing. But I have to admit, what in the hell does Call of Duty Warzone have to do with race relations in this country? If anything, Call of Duty Warzone is a great unifier for races in this country because black people play it, Asians play it, white people play it, anybody plays it. Everybody plays it. It's worldwide. Everyone plays Warzone. So what are you trying to achieve? We're trying to give them a platform. As if your Season 4 was big enough news that it was going to upend what's going on in the world? No way. No way. Your virtue signaling is showing. Now, Activision is not the only company to do this. How dare they can't be the only one to virtue signal. No. EA Sports has to virtue signal also. So this is from Twitter, and this is a statement put out by Madden NFL 20, their Twitter account, EA Madden NFL. It's game time. It's /game time. It's no game time. Tomorrow we had committed to celebrating Madden NFL 21 with you, but we're not going to do that now. We're not. We're not going to do that. That's what that sounds like. We stand with our African American / black community because you got to cover both bases. You don't know which one's right. So you're like, I better put both. Our African American black community of friends, players, colleagues, and partners. Our immediate attention is on actions we can take to drive change against the unjust treatment and systemic bias that is plaguing the nation in our world. That's fine. Here you go, EA. Here are some comments for you. Jay, nice excuse. Finn's Heat. So you won't talk about Madden 21, a football game, over riots and protests? I highly doubt it's because of riots that they aren't going to talk about that. Then a bunch of people complaining that they apparently muted out Colin Kaepernick, backup quarterback's name. Here's a great one. We totally understand. It don't take much time and effort to copy and paste Madden 20 and say it's Madden 21. Oh, by the way, here's tons of new MUT cards to buy. So funny, Kirk. You nailed it, my friend. You nailed it. And then you got Scott, this guy down here. Kirk, grow up. Grow up. I know the calls. Look at me. I definitely know the calls. Grow up. Give me a break. The virtue signaling. It just makes you want to barf. Now listen, I am definitely more inclined to believe EA Sports over Activision. That's the sad state of affairs, Activision, by the way, that you have created, that EA Sports once voted the worst company in America, and I am willing to trust them over you. There you go, Activision. There you go. That's just where I'm at. Now, they were supposed to release a bunch of footage of Madden 21, and they're not going to have it. But since Maddens are typically just a port of the previous year, maybe that's why it's so much easier to believe them over Activision. So that's two instances where things have been delayed because of what's going on. That is not the only one, though. And probably the slimiest one, and I'll talk about why I think it's the slimiest one here in a minute. I've got Sony postpones PlayStation 5 event. That's right, guys. If you were hoping to see some stuff about the PlayStation 5, well, you're going to have to wait a little longer. Sony postpones PlayStation 5 event to allow more important voices to be heard. This article is courtesy of The Verge. Sony is postponing the event scheduled for June 4th due to ongoing protests. They say, while we understand gamers worldwide are excited to see PlayStation 5 games, we do not feel that now is the right time for celebration. You know what? Agreed. Now is not the right time for celebration. But they're using, once again, and the article goes on to talk about George Floyd and all this stuff that has nothing to do with video games. Here's the thing. Again, can we trust Sony? Of all companies, can we trust Sony? Purveyor of Naughty Dog, company who has been banning people left and right, copyright striking on YouTube, turning off comments because they don't want you to talk about their SJW video game. Can we really, really, really believe Sony right now? And then, when you think about it, we haven't seen or heard much about the PlayStation 5. We know a little bit of hardware information. We've seen one game running on the Unreal Engine that I don't even think is a real game, and we've seen the ugly controller. That's what we know about the PlayStation 5. Microsoft has been way more transparent about their system than Sony has theirs, and it's hurting Sony. And they were going to recover a little bit by showing us some games at this event. Now that they've canceled it, fans are just thinking, you know what? You guys aren't ready. COVID probably affected you more than you're leading on, and I would bet money that it's not going to be ready by the end of this year for release, like they're saying. Or if it is ready for release by the end of this year, it's going to be a shoddier product than we would have got if they had more time to put into it and COVID didn't exist. If COVID affected you so much, why don't you just admit it? Just admit it. You're not going to be ready. Instead of faking a conference and then using the first crisis that comes up to latch on to as a reason to delay. And again, I'm not saying that any of these companies are doing this. I'm just saying these companies have a pretty sour reputation right now. And it's just funny that all of a sudden they're virtue signaling their way out of doing commitments that they've had to show us games, to show the consumers products that we want. Mark my words, The Last of Us will probably get delayed too. That's what I have for you today. I'd love your thoughts. I'd love your opinions in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to get some nasty ones for this one, but I just wanted to highlight these news instances because they're very interesting. I mean, the fact that all of these events are getting delayed and they're using this protest, this situation as a scapegoat to get out of commitments that they had. I mean, that's what it looks like on the surface, right? Maybe these companies are trying to do the right thing, but these companies have nothing to do with race relations in the United States. Nothing. Literally zero to do with race relations in the United States. So for them to virtue signal their way out of these events, it just seems a little fishy to me. If you like the channel, please subscribe. I've got way more content coming for you that's like this. If you like watching me play video games, Twitch is the place to go. That's at Ludacarson. We'll still do some reviews and stuff on this channel, but I think this is more the format I want to go in. We're going to try to do a weekly show every Friday. It's going to be kind of like this, but it's going to be more of a live chat format. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.